y'all, like, when you're looking at older fish like this, I know they don't look so white anymore because they're older, and you can really see the fooferin, and the skin's just, you know, looks darker. I don't know if the skin's so white, the scales look darker, or the scales actually get darker as they get older.
Yeah, I think so. And even in Japan, you'll see even the very large fish. You'll see this kind of skin in some of those larger fish, and they don't seem to be concerned about it.
I kind of look at it like pearls, because pearls really aren't white. I mean, they're white, but it's that kind of a pearl look that they get as they get older. And the foofer is just really out, you know, it's outstanding, you know, with highlighting that. But that's what I look at it. I view that the skin like that is almost a pearl.
Like on younger fish, you really can't even see. It's hard to even see the fooferin because the skin's so white. You can't really see it till they get old, you know, older.
Well, isn't that really the scales just growing larger anyway? I mean, it really is.
It is.
Fooferin is the skin that grows up, kind of up the webbing that grows in between the scales and up over the scales. So you can see the fooferin real good in this fish. And if the skin has a healthy luster, then it'll show up more in that fooferin. Some people got the idea that fooferin was like the gin effect, and that's not really what it is. It's the thickness of the skin as it grows out around the scales. You can see it on a larger fish like this, but where you see it most easily is on an ogon.
Yes.
Ogons will develop fooferin. If someone tells you they have fooferin on a fish like this, they probably don't know what fooferin is, because you just don't see it on smaller fish. Let's walk around to this tank. A lot of times when we are judging, we're impressed by the total collection of the fish. This nice little tank here with a nice collection of fish. We don't, of course, when we're judging, you know, we don't know whose fish is whose or whatever, but this Shiro Tsuri, I did recognize from last year, but I didn't remember who owned it. But I think I've seen that fish before. Fish sort of develop reputations. They go around from show to show, and there are some fish that you go, I know that fish. I understand that it does look like a male, and I understand from the owner later that it is a male Shiro Tsuri, and all judges have their own preferences. I like Shiro Tsuris, and I like a Shiro Tsuri like this that has a little more white than black. The more traditional Tsuri was more heavy in the black, and in the older style black. And to me, the more white on the fish in proportion to the black makes the fish look more elegant. Just my personal preference.
That area with the black or the gray coming up, now that's going to turn black in it, isn't that, Joe?
On a fish that size, I would kind of doubt it. That's Sashi, and my guess is it'll probably continue to be like that. Now, if we were looking at a fish like this, I would bet on the side of that maybe pulling back into the pattern. But on a fish that old, I don't know. I think what you see there is pretty much what you got.
I mean, so it's a modern show. And on the Kendai Showa, they all have a lot more white than they had in the past. If you look at the Showas that won the All Japan 40 years ago, they were mostly just red and black, with just a little bit of white. 20 years ago, they switched, and they had more white. We went to the one-third on the head, you know, on the colors. And now we've gone even further with more and more white. I like a lot of white. I mentioned that last night. That's one of the things that I look at when I come up and look in the tank, is I look at the white, because the white is white. So this this little fish has all the markings that when I'm looking at them, what I look for. I want to make sure that that a young fish, that it has Mortogoro in the pecs. Mortogoro being the black near the where it's joined on to the fish with the pec. And because I've been told, and and I believe it, that Mortogoro in the pec is an indicator of a good sumi that's coming. Okay? And maybe I've been hoodwinked, but that's kind of way that I go for when I'm looking at smaller fish. But on this one, it's got all of the sumi is coming up, and it's sitting on that beautiful white palate, and the red, the benny. If you look at the kiwa, which is the back edge on each one of them, it's already very nice. And the sashi, which is the front edge of the red pattern, is even all the way across. So the little fish, just hoping that the owner, can grow this thing out, because I'm really interested to see what this fish looks like when it gets, at least up to 20, So next year on the circuit, we'd like to see a 20-incher.
Next year?
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Key on that fish, it's very thick, and then the white on the body is very outstanding. The pec fins are nicely shaped. Just a two-step fish, but I think one of the things that we learned from the Japanese is that there's beauty in simplicity, and you see it. To me, you see it in this kahaku. Not a real fancy pattern or a real busy pattern, just a two-step. The sashi is that blurred edge there on the leading edge of that second step, and it doesn't come out very far into the white, so that's good. It gives you an idea that as that fish gets older, because the sashi doesn't extend out more than one row of scales or a half a scale, that will pull back into the pattern of the red. Be an even sharper looking contrast to that fish as it gets older. Maybe Brady knows if it's male or female, but
he said it was male.
male. Yeah.
The back edge of the pattern.
Male or female on the quacker?
The back edge is the kiwa, and there's two types of kiwa, and on this is the Marizomi type, where it actually follows the scale, it's scalloped. And
larger? Yeah, the size too.
I don't think it's been sexed yet.
But a lot of the kiwa, you can see it actually follows that. It's that scallopy. And the nice thing, and I was mentioning to Joe while we were doing the judging, is look at it from the side as it's swimming by, and even the bottom of the pattern has that same scalloped kind of edging, and that's the preferred as the more elegant type of kiwa is the Marizomi. Okay. And the whites are really nice.
At what age do the koi start spawning?
Like that show you saw over there, 5 years from now, it'll look just as good as it did today. So it's just buying a young showa. It's like buying a young Shiratsuri. You can get one that looks a little muddy like this, and believe me, in 3 years, you would not believe how that fish changes. The white comes out on the head, and the colors pull in more, and so anything can happen with a black-based fish like that. Showa especially is a difficult fish for amateurs to buy when they're young, because it's very hard to predict what they're going to do. The dealers and breeders have a little bit better feel for how they're going to develop because they know the parent.